How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. So got some stuff back from CGC. This is not everything, just some of the stuff that I like to show. Things I feel like I can talk about a little bit. All of our other stuff is on collectorscomics.com. Also, if you guys haven't noticed already, we are running our 5th auction. Can't believe it's been a year of auctions. So this is our 5th one over at collectorscomics.com. Got tons of stuff, tons of stuff, Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern, all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. It ends this weekend, so the 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday it ends. And yeah, got a ton of stuff, check it out at least, just look. All right, so let's jump right into it. This is going to go in a weird order. Showcase 14, this is the 4th appearance of the Silver Age Flash. Came back great, I was hoping for, $5.49. Next, we got New Mutants 98 in a 9.6. Came back great, I thought, $6.29. Oh, we got this cool book here. Now, this is probably one of my... It's hard... Hulk is obviously my favorite character, but this person is probably in my top 5 for sure. It's hard to say where, but it is Gambit. Now, this book is ridiculously nice. I never grade anything a 9.9 because that's basically up to the gods if you're going to get a 9.9, but this thing is so nice looking. So nice. This came back a 9.8, obviously. I called it a 9.8. My brother said it could be a 9.8 to a 9.9. Looking at it, it's just, I don't have many 9.9s on hand to see what kind of defects they allow, but this thing is just like super nice. Super nice. It has the tiniest little blunting in the top and bottom, and so that's why I think the spine is flawless. So that's why I think it won't get a 9.9. But it's so nice. But yes, I like Gambit. I mean, I think, Gambit is the biggest tattoo I have. I have it all. Let's see, right? If you guys can see, he's basically this whole side. It's like a watercolored Gambit thing. So you get all sorts of things on this show. You get to learn about comic books. You get to learn about history. You get to learn deep dives into comic artists that I do. Also, I tell comic stories, and you also get to see, the host nude. You get to see some nice side angles of your host, your narrator, whatever you want to call me. So I'm giving a little something for everyone. I don't know how many people wanted to see that, but you did. So, anyways, cool book. $9.99. Exciting Comics something, 41. Thought it'd be a 3.0, got a 2.5, $8.99. Battle of Planets #1. I thought it'd be a 9.8, got a 9.6. I mean, this book is super nice. But the thing is, it has like these printer defects. And if you don't know what a printer crease is basically, it runs through the printer and it kind of folds the book over, so it gets these creases. Now, these creases do not degrade the comic book because they're a manufactured error. So CGC does not downgrade for that. But it's a little risky. You don't know who's grading. So I think it could come back a 9.8, but it could easily come back a 9.2 because if someone grades those printer creases as legit color breaks. $7.99. First Silver Age Riddler, thought it'd be 4.5, got a 5.5. $6.99. KANG, Conqueror, thought it'd be 2.5, got a 3.0. $6.99 as well. These will be all on our website. So if you're interested in any of these, check it out. Thought this be 4.0, got a 5.0, $4.79. Spider-Man 18. Thought it'd be a 4.0, got a 5.0. Oh, no. 389. Spider-Man 16. Grade I wanted, 389. So all coming back pretty much right around, maybe a little better. CGC's been pretty good recently. Tomb of Dracula 13 was this Origin of the Blade, but it's also his third appearance, I believe, as well. Tomb of Dracula. Thought it'd be 6.0, got a 6.5, 139. Doesn't really change the price much, but oh, I'll take it. So for 14, Spider-Man on the cover. Came back grade I wanted, 389. Getting down to the end. Here's a Neil Adams cover. Yes, it's so funny. I look at these books, and this one has like a ring around it. And in case you want to know how these rings come to be, they're usually someone puts a cup on it. So it's just funny. It's like way back in the day, someone probably read this, put it on their like table, nightstand, and just put their cup on it and went about their day, not realizing that ring right there that they caused, well, at least in today's terms, would probably cost them a couple $100. Now, who knows where this book will end up years from now. A lot of people always tell me, it's like, well, how high are comics going to go realistically? Like, it's already too high. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, it's too high. I've had this conversation so many times. People think it's like, oh, it's already too high. Like, and that doesn't mean anything, because what you have to look at is other things that, like, you look at art. Art is ridiculous. Like, I'm not talking comic art. I'm talking just art in general. Now, art is one of one, but they'll sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'm sure at some point someone's like, no art will ever sell for $100 million. And now there's art that does sell for well over $100 million. And I bet there's people like, oh, I'll never sell for a piece of art will never sell for $1 billion. And I bet you at one point, one will sell for $1 billion. It was the same thing about comic books. People were like, no comic book is worth $1 million. And then one breaks $1 million. And now they regularly break $1 million. First it was like, oh, well, that's just an action number one. Oh, okay, then a detective, something, 27. Okay, and then it was a Spider-Man. So, yeah, and multiple books have broken $1 million now, not just actions and Detective 27s. So, yeah, I mean, obviously those are the big, huge keys. But then, I mean, this book, what is this book worth? What do I have it listed at? 289. Now, this was what? Started out 15 cents. At some point, this will be a $500 book. And, be a $1,000 book at some point. Now, obviously, this is not going to be $1 million book, or at least in our lifetimes, unless, I eventually get that robot body that I've been wanting every year. But, I mean, this is how it works. I mean, comics go up. They have 100 years of history of doing this. So, most likely, they will continue to go up. Now, at what rate? That's different. And it also depends which ones. Like, there's a lot of comics out there, like from the 90s boom, that are all worthless. And they'll forever be worthless because they're not desired. They have to be desired. But once certain comics get going, the train just keeps going. And they just, are always desired. For example, my cousin, he builds cabinets. And he's like, oh, I have some extra money. What comic should I buy? I'm like, well, what do you like? And he's like, oh, I like Spider-Man. And he's like, I want Spider-Man #1. I'm like, well, that's not his first appearance. That's his second. His first appearance in Fantasy 15. But he's like, I always like the cover of Spider-Man 1. Now, he knows really nothing about comic books and doesn't really collect comic books, but always liked that cover. So then he will buy that book. So once he buys that book, it's gone forever, right? He'll keep it and hold it probably for like 30 years, 40 years, maybe one day sell it. So that just takes another one out. So people always go back to certain books. Certain books are just in the people's eyes and in the back of their minds, like forever. You'll see it done because people will homage covers over and over and over again, using the same cover, because there's a certain books that attract people, whether it be a first appearance, what's on the cover, something like that, and it just becomes ingrained in people. So like a Fantasy 15, like that is always going to be collected and desired as long as it goes on. Now, a Spider-Man 800, probably not, right? And even if there was the exact same, which there never would be, but even if there's somehow the exact same, well, maybe a variant cover, same amount of AF-15s as there are as like a brand new Spider-Man variant that has the same amount of graded copies that exist, that one will probably never be worth anything because it just doesn't, it doesn't hold people. It doesn't grab people. People don't gravitate. Like my cousin's never going to be like, yeah, give me that Spider-Man 812 variant cover, and I don't know anything about comics at all. That's never going to happen. So in order for a comic book to be desired, you have to get beyond just collectors and, you know, people that are into comic books. You have to get like the random normal people that are out there. First Scarecrow. That'd be 30-40, $2.99. And last one, Spider-Man number 100. By the way, I did not know this, but this was Stan Lee's last comic he wrote for Spider-Man. Well, I mean, at least of the original series. That'd be 60-50, $179, and that'll be it. Remember to check out my auction, collectorscomics.com. Got some good stuff up there. Yeah, have a great day.